Conni Weise is a talented wildlife photographer on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. This is her picture of this powerful owl shot in the wild. It's actually called a powerful owl. I'll link to her Facebook and Instagram pages below. Now, Conni told me that she was actually too close to this bird and she couldn't zoom back any further, and she wanted to know if some space could be generated around the owl, particularly at the bottom. Well, this is a job for Photoshop's Content Aware Fill. Now we can start this by removing the lock in the layers palette on the right hand side, and all that does is separate the canvas from the image that's sitting on top. So now we can increase the canvas size underneath the image. We can do that by going to Image, Canvas Size. I'm going to tick the relative box, which is telling the software just to add the size we're about to put in these two boxes all around the outer edge. And I'm going to measure, I think, in percentage. So I can say put 10% on the width and put 15% on the height. That should allow for that little extra at the base. When I click OK, there you can see the transparent area all round. Control 0 will fit the image on screen, and with the Move tool selected, which I've got at the moment, I can use the cursor control keys to nudge the image upwards so that I've got roughly the same amount of space left, right and top. But as you can see, we've got a bit more space as Conni required at the bottom. Now I'm going to have a go at doing all four sides in one go here. So I'm going to pick up my rectangular marquee tool from the toolbox on the left. Just inside the image itself, I'm going to drag out a selection. But now I need to inverse that selection so it selects the outer edge and not the inside as it is at the moment. Now we can do that via the select menu. There's the option we require. There is a shortcut, but it's a 3-finger one, Shift Control I. But when I click it, you can see now I've got all of that transparent area selected, and we've just bitten into the image a little bit. Let's go up to Edit, Content Aware Fill. All the repairs are being drawn from the image on the left, the areas we can see in green. And a quick glance over on the right hand side seems to be telling us that it's done a remarkable job. I'm going to click OK and just output this back into Photoshop on the current layer. I've got the original saved safely away, so I can afford to do that. Control D will remove that selection. There we have our repair. Ignore those little thin edges top and on the right. I think we'll find they'll disappear when we flatten the image, but we may want to do just one or two things before we do that. I think maybe we could add a little bit of shading around the edge, but it's going to be a personal choice. But I'll do that by creating a new blank layer over the top of the owl image on the right hand side, selecting black as my foreground colour. I've got a soft edge brush, you can see the size of that. I'll make it a little bigger using the square bracket keys to the right of the letter P. The opacity is set for 100. I've got my flow dropped down to 10%. All I was going to suggest was just a little bit of shading, just to remove any evidence of the repair we've just done, if in fact there is any. They look to be just out of focus leaves in the background there. But some down the bottom as well, and the amount we do is going to be personal. Normally I would zoom in a little more with the image, but here I think it's nicer for you to see when you can see the entire image on screen. I didn't do a great deal. You can see the effect of that on this layer. There you can see that's all I've done. But once we're happy with that, we can just flatten that. and those two areas that were slightly transparent, top and right, have disappeared. Now I think our image is ready to be printed, which is what Conni wanted to do.